Nothing could have possibly prepared the global entertainment community for the absolute emotional wreckage that unfolded live on screen last night. A broadcast that was supposed to be a routine, joyous celebration of camaraderie, but instead mutated into a historical, tear-stained collective mourning session that will be remembered for decades. When the notification suddenly flashed across the screens of over 50 million active users simultaneously, announcing that C-drama megastars Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning were officially going live together for an unannounced joint broadcast, the digital landscape instantly ignited with wild anticipation, completely unaware that they were about to witness the most raw, unfiltered, and deeply controversial public confession of the modern media era. The atmospheric tension shifted from ecstatic euphoria to absolute, paralyzing disbelief within the first 90 seconds of the broadcast as viewers noticed the stark, haunting contrast between the usual bubbly, radiant demeanor of China's sweetheart and the somber, heavy shadow hanging over the duo. What was originally speculated by frantic netizens to be a surprise romantic confirmation or a major new drama announcement quickly deteriorated into an agonizing, heart-wrenching reality that left fans across the globe completely paralyzed in front of their devices. How did a routine celebrity interaction transform so instantly into a chaotic whirlwind of grief, leaving millions of viewers completely breathless and desperate for immediate answers as the cameras rolled? The sheer weight of the atmosphere became undeniably oppressive the exact moment Zhao Lusi, struggling to maintain her trademark brilliant smile, looked directly into her camera lens with eyes that were visibly swollen, red, and brimming with unshed tears that she desperately tried to blink away. Sitting beside her via a split-screen connection that felt intensely intimate yet agonizingly distant, Liu Yuning possessed an uncharacteristic, rigid stillness, his voice dropping into a low, gravelly register that immediately sent shivers down the spines of everyone tuned into the broadcast. The comment section, which had been moving at a frantic, unreadable speed with heart emojis and playful questions, suddenly froze into a unified wall of confusion and escalating panic as the two superstars bypassed their usual light-hearted banter entirely. Instead of addressing the viral rumors surrounding their ongoing professional collaborations, they leaned forward into their respective microphones, took a heavy, synchronized breath, and opened a floodgate of raw human emotion that defied every single rule of calculated celebrity public relations. Could the devastating rumors swirling through the dark corners of the internet actually be true? Or were millions of unsuspecting fans currently trapped in the middle of a cruel, elaborate nightmare from which they could not wake up? The collective heart of the internet completely stopped when Zhao Lusi finally allowed her voice to crack, her composure shattering completely as she uttered the name that everyone had been whispering about in hushed, terrified tones all through the grueling weeks of June. With a trembling hand clutching a tissue tightly against her face, she looked directly at her fans and addressed the tragic, untimely passing of Jin Zhe, a revelation that instantly shattered the collective psyche of the entertainment industry and sent shockwaves rippling across every major social media platform worldwide. The sheer unpredictability of this announcement sent the live stream metrics into an unprecedented vertical spike, crashing local servers repeatedly as panicked users scrambled to confirm the horrifying news that their beloved icon was truly gone. This was not a carefully curated, sanitized press release drafted by corporate publicists to soften a blow. This was an explosive, unfiltered detonation of pure grief, broadcast live to a global audience that watched in stunned, immobile silence as the illusion of glamorous celebrity perfection evaporated in real time. The sheer velocity at which this broadcast transformed from a casual fan interaction into a historic cultural event is a testament to the immense, undeniable power of raw human vulnerability in a digital age obsessed with artificial perfection. As Zhao Lusi sobbed openly, abandoning all pretenses of media training, Liu Yuning took over the narrative, his own voice cracking under an immense weight of sorrow as he began to describe the exact, horrifying moment they both received the news. He confessed to the audience that when the initial phone call arrived in the dead of night, both he and Lusi were completely paralyzed with an overwhelming sense of absolute disbelief, refusing to accept the reality of Jin Zhe's sudden departure from this world. The revelation that the two megastars were just as blindsided, just as utterly devastated, and just as deeply confused as the general public created an instant, profoundly intimate bond between the celebrities and their massive audience. This wasn't just a regular news broadcast delivering a cold, hard fact. It was an active, breathing circle of grief where the traditional boundaries separating idol and worshipper were completely burned away by the shared heat of a devastating tragedy. The month of June will now forever be stained by this monumental loss, etched into the collective memory of the fandom as a dark period where joy was completely replaced by an agonizing, lingering question of why such a bright light was extinguished so incredibly soon. Throughout the grueling hour-long broadcast, Zhao Lusi continuously brought up her personal memories with Jin Zhe, describing his infectious laughter, his unparalleled work ethic, and the quiet moments of kindness he extended behind the scenes when the cameras were no longer rolling. Her willingness to share these deeply personal, guarded memories with millions of strangers felt like an act of desperation, a frantic attempt to keep his spirit alive through the collective consciousness of her massive following. Liu Yuning frequently interjected to provide emotional support, his large frame visibly shaking as he recalled the profound conversations he had shared with Jin Zhe regarding their future dreams and aspirations in an industry that can often feel incredibly cold and isolating. The sheer controversial nature of discussing such a fresh, raw tragedy live on an unmonitored stream sparked an immediate, raging debate across various online forums, with critics questioning the appropriateness of the broadcast while an overwhelming majority of fans vigorously defended the stars for their unprecedented bravery. What made this entire live stream so incredibly explosive was the direct, uncompromising manner in which both Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning chose to confront the vicious, swirling rumors that had been poisoning the internet prior to their sudden broadcast. For days leading up to this fateful night, obscure gossip blogs and anonymous insiders had been spinning wildly inaccurate, deeply malicious narratives regarding the circumstances surrounding Jin Zhe's final days, causing immense pain to those who truly knew him. By taking to the live platform without the permission or protection of their respective talent agencies, Lusi and Yuning effectively reclaimed the narrative, using their massive platforms to shut down the toxic speculation and demand absolute respect for the deceased star's memory. The emotional intensity reached a fever pitch when Yuning looked directly into the camera, his eyes blazing with a fierce, protective anger as he condemned the soulless individuals attempting to profit off a tragedy of this magnitude. This sudden shift from deep sorrow to righteous indignation caught the entire audience completely off guard, transforming the stream into a powerful, revolutionary stand against the dark, predatory underbelly of modern internet celebrity culture. As the night wore on, the emotional weight of the broadcast began to take a visible, exhausting physical toll on both actors, yet they resolutely refused to log off, seemingly drawing a strange, desperate comfort from the millions of supportive messages flooding the chat log. The global community responded with an unprecedented, overwhelming wave of love and solidarity, translating their messages into dozens of languages to ensure that both Lusi and Yuning knew they were not carrying this immense burden of grief entirely by themselves. Every single country across the globe seemed to stand still for those brief, agonizing hours, united by a singular, profound sense of loss that transcended geographical borders, cultural differences, and language barriers. The sheer scale of the collective mourning was nothing short of miraculous, proving that despite the inherent toxicity often found within fandom spaces, a genuine tragedy has the undeniable power to unify humanity in a display of pure empathy. It became deeply apparent to anyone watching that this specific live stream would go down in history as the exact moment the entertainment industry lost its innocence, forcing everyone involved to confront the fragile, fleeting nature of human existence. When the screen finally went dark, leaving millions of viewers staring blankly at their own reflections in the empty glass of their smartphones, the silence that settled over the internet was deafening, heavy, and permanently transformative. The shockwaves from Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning's historic livestream will continue to reverberate through the entertainment industry for months and years to come, fundamentally altering how celebrities interact with their fans during times of profound, unexpected crisis. No one who witnessed those raw, tear-streaked faces will ever be able to look at a standard, hyper-polished promotional campaign the same way again, having been permanently awakened to the real, beating hearts that exist behind the glittering facade of stardom. Jin Zhe's passing in this cursed month of June has left an irreplaceable, yawning void in the hearts of millions. But through the courage of his closest friends who dared to share their unfiltered grief with the world, His memory has been permanently enshrined in gold. As the world slowly picks up the pieces of this shattered reality,